Hey there, it's Manny with Daddy Kool Records in the Warehouse Arts District in St. Pete, Florida. Here to talk about new releases for Friday, December 10th, 2021. Let me start off by letting you know that there's going to be a big winter market this Saturday, December 11th, between 3 and 9 p.m. It takes place along the Pinellas Trail, beginning here at the factory at 28th Street and the trail, stretching all the way down to 22nd Street. So there'll be vendors here in the factory, there'll be food trucks, and then you can walk the trail all the way down to the Morian Clay Center or the Deuces Market, and there'll be plenty of vendors on 22nd Street as well. There'll be bike valets at the 28th Street entrance to the factory, as well as a bike valet at 22nd Street and 5th Avenue South. All sorts of great stuff. So check it out, the St. Pete Winter Market. New releases. Let's get into new releases. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean that the new releases have slowed down. Starting off with Billy Cobb. Billy Cobb, Zuri, and Zuri Part 2. Billy Cobb reached some internet fame. He sounds so much like Weezer, I think you would think it's a Weezer record. So anyway, this one is a homage, let's say, to the Blue album, and this one to Pinkerton. The Blue album is an EP cut at 45 RPM on blue vinyl, Zuri. And then Zuri Part 2 is an homage to Pinkerton. And they're both on the Needle Juice label, and Needle Juice always has their ear to the ground for developing new artists. So check that out, Billy Cobb. Next up, we have the latest from Common, A Beautiful Revolution Part 2. We have it on yellow vinyl as well as on compact disc. This was recently released on compact disc, now it's out on vinyl. This is the movie soundtrack to Flag Day, featuring music from Eddie Vedder, Cat Power, Glenn Hansard. So check it out, Flag Day. We have Green Day with the BBC sessions. These were sessions recorded between 1994 and 2001. We have it on a limited edition white colored vinyl as well as on compact disc. All right, next up we have Lonnie Hutchins. We have it on CD and we have it on vinyl. These are, it's called Buried Loot, demos from the House of Cash and the Outlaw era. So Lonnie was the publishing manager for the House of Cash, Cash being Johnny Cash, and we're talking about the early to mid to late 70s, so the beginning of the Outlaw period. All of these writers making great songs out in Nashville. Lonnie was right there in the middle of it all, so check it out, Lonnie Hutchins. All right, next up we have King Cruel with You Heat Me Up, You Cool Me Down. We have it on vinyl as well as on compact disc. This is a collection of 3 different shows that they recorded in the beginning part of 2020 when people were doing live shows. So here we have the latest from King Cruel. LA Guns are back. This is a brand new studio album, Checkered Past from LA Guns. All right, if these guys don't win album title of the year, I don't know what to say. But what we can say is, fuck these fucking fascists by the Muslims on Problematic Punk Pink vinyl. Earlier this year, I got to go to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in St. Augustine, and this album is direct from that world, so to speak. This is Pepe Deluxe, Phantom Cabinet Volume 1. This is inspired by the golden age of records, which I thought was now. But anyway, this is a collection of a recording using instruments that are very unique, from the largest instrument in the world to the loudest instrument in the world. Alexander Bell's human ear recorder to a Tibetan human skull drum. This incredible and extraordinary collection of instruments was recorded at various museums, universities, and private collections around the world. So pretty interesting. Pepe Deluxe. Lots of live releases coming out this week. This one here from Moses Sumney is no different. This one is live from Aurailleus. Arrangements from Moses Sumney's first 2 albums, recorded live in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Looks really, really cool. All right, Walk the Moon are back. They are now a trio, no longer a quartet. And this is their latest release called Heights. All right, no slowing down this Can-American. Neil Young, we have his latest release, Barn, on compact disc as well as on vinyl. Next up, we have a segment that I like to call All That Jazz, where we talk about the jazz releases for the week. First up, we have from Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, First Flight to Tokyo, the lost 1961 recordings. So they were one of the first modern jazz bands to travel to Japan and tour Japan. This is 1961. We have, I believe, Wayne Shorter, Lee Morgan on this record as well. This is a double CD as well as a double LP. This is the latest from Kurt Elling, who is a jazz vocalist. He has teamed up with members of Butcher Brown as well as Charlie Hunter, that incredible bass guitar player. So, really interested in checking this out. Kurt Elling, Super Blue, featuring members of Butcher Brown and Charlie Hunter. The Book Cooks from Booker Ervin. He's a tenor saxophone player. This is a reissue of his 1961 debut LP. All right, we have some Blue Note reissues here. This one's definitely a Blue Note record. Jimmy Smith, Home Cookin'. The Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series is an all-analog series mastered by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes. And the artwork on this is just reproduced amazingly clear. Next up, we have a 1987 album from Barney Weiland called French Ballads. It has been reissued and remastered. And next up, from the Blue Note Classic Series, we have Love Bug from Reuben Wilson. I believe it features Grant Green on guitar, it sure does, and Lee Morgan on trumpet. This is from the 1969 sessions, cut with Rudy Van Gelder at the controls. Reuben Wilson, Love Bug. All right, this segment I'll like to call Reissues. And as Sydney just pointed out, we have more Fuck the Fucking Fascists coming at you from Anti-Flag with their album Die for Government. This is the 25th anniversary issue edition on splattered colored vinyl, and nothing says punk rock like a $30 reissue of a single LP. Also a 25th anniversary reissue, Bardo Pond with their album Amanita is on purple colored vinyl. Alright, a few years ago, Les Claypool's duo De Twang came out. It is being reissued on gold nugget colored vinyl. This features bluegrass versions of tracks from Primus, the Bee Gees, and Alice in Chains. The Decemberist Picaresque album has been reissued on a limited edition colored vinyl, and it also includes the 5-track EP that was released around the same time. Okay, this was a Record Store Day release from 2020. It has been reissued now on Black Wax. This is DMX, The Legacy, a best of from DMX. Okay, Dream Theater, they've been reissuing a lot of albums lately, live recordings. This one is no exception. This was recorded in 2011, 2012. This was originally a fan club album, and now it is getting the reissue treatment on vinyl for all of us to enjoy. Okay, the Hold Steady with their album Open Door. It has been reissued on pink colored vinyl. All right, 'tis the season for Lady Gaga. She just put out the album with Tony Bennett. She's got a movie coming out, and now we have the 10th anniversary of Born This Way. It is getting the 10th anniversary treatment. It has some remixes, and it also has a bonus album of tracks reimagined by contemporary artists, including Orville Peck, The Highwomen, Big Frida, and Kylie Minogue. Okay, Madball's 2005 record Legacy has been reissued on vinyl, and it is on blue, silver, and white colored vinyl. Okay, the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. This 1967 gem has been reissued on vinyl, and this is the mono version. All right, we have a couple reissues from More Mother. They recently put out a new release. These are reissues from 2016 and 2020. If you are a fan of adventurous hip-hop, Afro-punk, Afro-futurism, and you haven't checked out More Mother, please do so. It's M-O-O-R Mother. So these are 2 albums from them, Fetish Bones as well as Circuit City. New Pornographers, Mass Romantic has been reissued. It is on red colored vinyl, and it includes a bonus 7-inch that had some B-sides on it, I do believe. Chuck Prophet's No Other Love is getting the reissue treatment. It is on red colored vinyl. All right, next up we have on an indie exclusive pink colored vinyl, the reissue of Rival Sons, Pressure and Time. I believe this is from originally 2011, so a 10th anniversary edition of Rival Sons, Pressure and Time. 1973's A Wizard, A True Star from Todd Rundgren is getting the reissue treatment. It is better sound freaking fantastic because it is a $57 list price, double LP. Todd Rundgren, A Wizard, A True Star. From 2006, we have Unearth with their album 3, In the Eyes of Fire. It has been reissued on clear white smoke marble colored vinyl, and this one is number 28 of 300. Alrighty, and lastly, in the 10th anniversary department, we have Youth Lagoon with their album Year of Hibernation. For the 10th anniversary edition, they have cut it at 45 RPM. It is now a double LP since it's at 45. And side D features some live tracks or B-sides, things of that nature. So 45 RPM cream-colored vinyl from Youth Lagoon. 'Tis the season, and so come on, let's get those Christmas records rocking and rolling. Starting off with a reissue of Bad Religion's Christmas songs on green and gold, not coal, green and gold colored vinyl. And also a Christmas album from Train. This one is called Christmas in Tahoe. All right, next up we have what I like to call CDs only. So we have the latest from Aeon Station called Observatory, and we should be seeing this on vinyl either on Friday or next week. Also, we have Bria with country covers. This is just like it sounds, country covers, and we will have this on vinyl either Friday or next week, and it is on blue colored vinyl. CD only, the latest from Doja Cat, Planet Her concept album. This is the deluxe edition on CD. I'm going to butcher the name, even though it really doesn't sound that hard. Gurumel. Gurumel is, or was, an Aboriginal musician. He was originally in the band Yothu Yindi, if you remember them from the 90s, kind of like a dance tribal band. This is nothing like that. This is very much folk, traditional, Aboriginal tunes. Really cool, soothing, good, nice, relaxing tunes from Gurumel, and it features a DVD as well. Catatonia have reissued Brave Murder Day, their 1996 album. It is now a double LP, or double CD rather. Brave Murder Day. All right, this is the one that I am most excited about this week. This is the soundtrack to Licorice Pizza, coming soon to a theater near you. centered around a record store, Licorice Pizza in California. Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead did the score. This is the soundtrack. It does feature one Johnny Greenwood tune called Licorice Pizza, but it also just is a plethora of jams from the early 70s, like Seals and Crofts, Mason Williams, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Taj Mahal. You get the picture. So anyway, get the picture. Licorice Pizza coming to a theater near you. One more thing about Licorice Pizza. We should see the vinyl probably next week. Next up, we have the latest from Brian Wilson. It is titled At My Piano, and it is just what it sounds like. It is Brian Wilson at his piano doing the songs you know and love from the Beach Boys. Starts off with God Only Knows, and the next track is In My Room. So, just those two songs alone is worth the price of admission. All right, next up, this segment we'll call K-Pop. We have some K-Pop releases that came out this week. We have the latest from Monsta X called The Dreaming. K-Pop albums are notorious for their packaging, very elaborate. This one here, I opted for the very standard, subdued, jewel case type version. It's actually it looks like a gatefold digipack. And next up, from the K-pop world, we have Stray Kids with their release Christmas Evil. E-V-E-L. Okay, next up we have a couple of 7-inches being released today. I would say following Licorice Pizza, this is probably the one that I am most excited to hear about. This is the Churches, the band Churches, and the composer, filmmaker, John Carpenter. They have teamed up and they have remixed a Churches song and they have remixed a John Carpenter track. So really, really cool. It is on blue and pink marble colored vinyl, 7-inch from Churches and John Carpenter. And this 7-inch here was originally supposed to come out, I believe, on Black Friday, but it got pushed back to a Friday in December. What would we call that? We would call that December 10th. Spoon with their track Wild. All right, now I file this one under honorable mention. Much like the Spoon, which is supposed to come out on Black Friday, we're going to have in the Tesla Mechanical Resonance. We will have that album in next week. That is getting reissued and released on Friday, December 10th, but we should see it next week. All right. Well, thanks for making it this far. Much, much appreciated. If you are interested in any albums that are coming out or albums that have come out and you want to get them for the holidays, please order or pre-order them on our website. That way we can get the ball rolling for you as soon as possible. It is no joke that it's taking longer to get things. And also, we are in our new location. If you want to plug in this address into your GPS, it will take you to our parking lot. And that is 800 28th Street South. Plug that into your phone and that will take you to our parking lot. Speaking of parking lot, we've got that winter market going on this Saturday, December 11th. So there is still some parking in our parking lot because it is huge. But there will also be food trucks and things like that. And if you want to find a complete list of all of the records that I talked about today, you can find that on our website, daddykool.com. Look for the liner notes tab. From there, you will click that and it will take you to the new releases for the week. You can also find out about the records that we've put out on Used Day Tuesday for the last couple weeks. And once again, hopefully we will see you soon, possibly at the winter market. And if you can, be so kind and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, take care.